This image. What can I say? I was, uh I was, uh had an assignment to photograph the infamous buck and ball, in Gillette, Wyoming, which happens, on New Year's Eve and, New Year's Day. The buck and ball, is, a rodeo, the buck, and then after the rodeo, everybody goes to the community center for the ball, where there's some music and lots of alcohol and a little bit of dancing. But then the next day, New Year's Day in Gillette, Wyoming, is an annual event called the Chicken Roping Competition. And I had heard about this. And I thought, well, while I'm in Gillette, why not? Um, And, ahead of time, and I knew about this a couple of months ahead of time, and, I kept, trying to visualize what this was going to be like. Ah, ah, it turned out to be nothing like I envisioned, but it was incredible. It was at, Jake's, Tavern, which is an enormous place. I mean, it was massive inside, and in there was this ring that you see, and cowboys that would be in teams. So sometimes it was a husband and wife, sometimes it was friends, sometimes it was brothers. But anyhow, they would go into this ring with these thin nylon ropes with a lasso on the end, and they would attempt to rope a chicken. Now the deal is one for them to win. One lasso had to go around the chicken's neck, one around the chicken's feet. The caveat too is that there were rules, and I think there were 10 in total. I forget. It's in the book, but anyhow, um, that if a chicken lost a feather, the competitors were fined like $20. If the chicken died for some reason, there was $100 fine. It was really interesting. But the thing that I loved the most is if the chicken at any point pooped in the ring, then they had to stop the competition or pause the competition, and the competitors were handed a roll of paper towels, and they had to clean up the chicken poop. And then once they did that, then the competition, the round resumed again. Um, but this was fascinating to me. It was, and there are some people who think it's incredibly great. Other people think it's incredibly cruel. I see both sides of it, and for me, I was just there to photograph it because, really and truly, it was or is a part of Americana. It's a part of our American culture, and albeit it's specific to sort of the West, South Dakota, North Dakota, Wyoming, Montana, those areas. But, it's the cowboy culture, basically. And speaking of the cowboy culture, as a side note, while I was there, I was introduced to a guy that was an actual Marlboro man. So for those of you who remember years ago, the cigarette ads, both in magazines and billboards, and they're still, I guess, going on in Europe. They still have the billboards, magazine ads, but there was something Marlboro cigarettes had what they called the Marlboro Men, and these were like dyed-in-the-wool cowboys, and they were always portrayed in these iconic scenes of what a cowboy scene would be, on horseback, with this huge vista or riding through the deserts or whatever. But anyhow, I didn't realize that the Marlboro Men still existed, and not only did I find out that they did, but I met one, and it was incredible. And we talked for the longest time. So anyhow, that's the story behind the photograph of Chicken Roby.